Spider-Man 3 is shaping up to be Insomniac's darkest, most emotional game yet. After the heartbreaking loss of Aunt May, the chaos of Kraven and Peter's venom powers, the question on everyone's mind is which villains are coming next. What's up everybody, my name is The Avenger, and today for you guys I'm ranking the top villains we need to see in Spider-Man 3 and how they could push the story to the next level. We're going to do a quick recap of the past villains we have fought in previous iterations of the game. We're toe-to-toe with Mr. Negative, Doctor Octopus, Kraven, Venom, the Lizard, and so many other characters. But Insomniac has left plenty of other hints and other characters in the dark, and I think Spider-Man 3 is about to unleash some of these characters in Spidey's story for the conclusion of the game series. At spot number 1, we've got Green Goblin. So we're going to talk about Norman's descent into madness and how that's been teased since the first game. This is shown from Harry's condition at the end of Spider-Man 2, where he's going to Octavius talking about, hey man, I want to know who Spider-Man is, and what he did to Harry, and how he believes that Harry is dead or dying because of Spider-Man. We also got hints at this mysterious G serum that's been teased since Spider-Man 1. And we even got to see a prototype of a helmet that looks like it could be the Green Goblin helmet. And I think an all-out battle will be... I think there's going to be an all-out battle on a collapsing bridge against Goblin, on his glider against the Spider-Man, or just Peter himself. This is something that I talked about more in my Spider-Man 3 prediction video, so if you guys want to check that out, the link is attached to this video. Thank you guys so much for the support on that one too. I really appreciate everyone who watched that. Thank you guys so very much. To spot number 2, this goes hand in hand with Green Goblin. I think we're also going to see Doctor Octopus return. Though he's defeated, Otto is far from gone. Whether it's seeking a new body or even teaming up with Norman in a twisted partnership, his return could add layers of personal conflict for Peter, especially if he manipulates Harry in the process. There's so many ways they can do Doctor Octopus in this game. They can even adapt the Superior Spider-Man story, where we have a segment in the game where Otto is taking control of Peter and we've got to be Miles to fight Peter again. That they could do that, and that would go pretty hard. I would love to see something like that in the game. Otto has gone through a lot since the first game, and his emotional toll on Peter is very bad. But imagine him controlling Harry or manipulating Harry in the process, because Harry knows who Peter is, Spider-Man. Otto knows who Peter is, Spider-Man. I think there's something that they could work with there. And I feel like having a Superior Spider-Man storyline adapt, whether that's part of the main story or a side project, probably more of main story to be honest, I think it'd be Doctor Octopus, and I think he'd be able to adapt that storyline amazingly in this game, if they did it right. Spot number 3, we have Chameleon, which was teased in Spider-Man 2 with the side missions with the drone. He's Kraven's brother. His appearance basically feels inevitable after Spider-Man 2 especially. He's a master of disguise, as we know. He could create some shocking story twists. And I've got something that I might make a future video on as well, but it's going to talk about what I feel the story would be. But I feel like Chameleon would have an amazing feel and depth to the game if he was a part of the main story, impersonating Peter Parker or Miles, or even MJ or Miles' mother. That would create an insane story. If they went that far with the story, that could be absolutely insane, and I would love to see how they would do that, and if it would be done, how it would look in the game. Just think about that for a minute, guys. And before I go down to spot number 4, let me know what you guys want to see in the comments below. What type of villains do you guys want to see in Spider-Man 3? Put them down in the comments below. But at number 4, we have the meme lord himself, Morbius. With Insomniac's heavy focus on science and experimentation, I feel like it's almost inevitable, maybe, to bring Michael Morbius into the story. He could fit perfectly if they do it well, but I feel like not as a main story villain, but as a side villain like Mysterio and Tombstone, characters like those. I feel like having a storyline or a sub storyline or even a side mission storyline just focused dedicated to Morbius, it would be amazing. You have to go around collecting things, or you follow, like in Spider-Man 2, where Miles has to go and do the Mysterio missions, or there's an actual segment to do a side story like they did with Tombstone and Spider-Man 1. I think it would work for Morbius. He's a dark character. He's got a tragic backstory, and I feel like it could somewhat mirror Peter Parker and his own struggles with the symbiote, where Morbius is struggling with the vampire in himself. I feel like they could do that sub-storyline really, really, really well. Number 5, this one's an interesting one, and I got this while I was watching the animated series the other night, but I've got the Spider Slayers, and I feel like this could also fit as similar to Morbius if they were to do it in the game as a side activity, or something like with Sandman and Mysterio, where you gotta go and destroy these little sand people or go inside that little dome-shaped Mysterio thing and fight Mysterios. I feel like they could do something like that with Spider Slayers. I feel like that would be pretty cool to see, turning the city into a battlefield, same way Sandman's goons did. I feel like it would be a pretty cool side challenge, and pretty cool to see the Spider Slayers in the game as well. Think of it as Insomniac's version of Cat and Mouse across New York. So the same way they did the drones, the same way they did the Spider-Man, same way they did Sandman, I feel like it could work if they did it well. If you guys made it this far, let me know down in the comments below what you think of the video, and click that like button and subscribe for future uploads. I'm going to be posting a lot more predictions on Spider-Man 3, and I'll also cover any news I can on the game when we get it. But in spot number 6, we've got the Hobgoblin. Whether it's Roderick Kingsley or even Harry Osborn again, it'd be pretty cool to see Hobgoblin in the game, especially if they introduce the Green Goblin as the main villain. Now, whether that's story focused or side mission focused really depends on how it works. I would say it would work story wise if they turned Harry into the Hobgoblin, but he's already had his time to shine as a villain in Spider-Man 2. I'm not really sold on that idea in my head yet, but we could probably make it work. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think that would work? I personally think it could, but I feel like it would be a lot better to see as a side character as well, similar to the Kraven drones in Spider-Man 2. It'd be cool to see. You've got Hobgoblin's little spy drones maybe spying on people, and you're going to destroy them, and then it leads to a battle with Hobgoblin at the end of the side mission. I feel like that could work. Next up on the list, at spot number 7, I have the return of none other than Kingpin. I feel like Kingpin would be an amazing character to reintroduce into the main story of the game. He was the very first boss we faced in Spider-Man 1, and since then his empire has been rebuilding in the shadows. We saw that in Spider-Man Miles Morales, but we didn't see anything in Spider-Man 2. We had no mention of Kingpin at all, and I would love to see him brought back to finish the trilogy in a full circle moment where he's fighting Peter again, or even fighting Peter Miles, or even fighting Miles, and Miles gets a taste of what Peter went through when Peter was growing up fighting Kingpin. I feel like it could bring a full circle to the story, and Kingpin's return could be so detrimental to the story. Imagine in the story he comes back, and during the story, Osborn is no longer Mayor, but Kingpin becomes Mayor. That will be pretty cool to see if they adapt that storyline. I feel like they could make it work. Spider-Man 3 could be the most action-packed story for the Spider-Man characters. and Kingpin's return could impact that massively. Coming up at number 8, we have the Jackal. Another character I feel like would fit as a side character instead of a main villain. It would be cool to see him in the story or see him in the game. His obsession with cloning could open the door to a mind-bending storyline if we do it storyline-wise. Imagine Peter facing a clone of himself, or even a clone of Gwen or MJ. I know Gwen's in the game, but we don't know who Gwen is. Maybe they had a story with each other if she is. But even a clone of MJ, it could turn the story tragically. And imagine he partners up with Otto in the game. Like, imagine they do the Jackal and Octavius team up. It could work. I mean, it could work. I'm not sold on the idea, but I've been dabbling in it, and I think it works. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And second last, I have the god of symbiotes, Knull. I know I'm very strong on wanting this game to be not symbiote focused, but even just a tease of Knull's presence, and whether that's through a Carnage storyline in the game, where we defeat Carnage and then we find out Knull is out there, could open doors to a multiversal Spider-Man game, or a Spider-Man game that goes beyond New York. I feel like it would be cool to see, especially if they bring Carnage into this game. But I'm still sold on the idea of not having symbiotes in this game. I just feel like it'd be cool to maybe set up for a future game Knull as a big bad, only if they incorporate Carnage back into the storyline for Spider-Man 3. And the 2 more characters I want to put, one of them is an honorable mention. First one is Black Cat. I kind of want to see her back in the game, but I want to see her more. I want to see her have an impact on the story, maybe at the start of the game, and then have some challenges similar to Spider-Man 1 throughout the rest of the game, and just some side activities. It'd be cool to kind of see. But one character, and this is the final character at spot number 10, I guess. I'll put it as number 10, would be Mysterio. Imagine having a boss battle with Mysterio, but like a proper boss battle throughout New York, and he's just going ham on Peter. Like, I know he's reformed in Spider-Man 2, but at the same time, he also said no one stays good, or something along those lines. He hinted, basically, at everyone will always see him as the villain. Whether he's done being hero or done playing that, it'd be cool to see him have a more detrimental impact on a main story, similar to the way the Sinister Six was in Spider-Man 1. It'd be cool to see him have that sort of impact in sort of boss battle, like Electro and Vulture fighting Peter at docks. I would love to see that with Mysterio as part of the story. How that would fit, there could be so many ways, but it would be cool to see a mission where you got to use your spider sense, you got to rely on your spider sense, and you got to dodge perfectly at the right time, reveal Mysterio, throw some punches in, and then dodge again. But those are the villains I think we could see in Spider-Man 3, with Norman, Chameleon, Otto, maybe hints at Knull, even Morbius. This could be the darkest Spider-Man game ever made. But I want to hear from you guys. Which villain do you want to face off the most? Drop your predictions in the comments, and make sure to subscribe, because Spider-Man 3 speculation is just heating up. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have an awesome day, and peace out.